test of a good research study is not whether or not you have a positive or a negative result, but whether you have a good research question and your methods are appropriate. The only way we can tell that is if you spell them out clearly and well, methodically in your paper. There's a lot to cover, so to be sure that you haven't missed anything, we ask you to use a checklist. There are many recommended research checklists depending on the kind of study you're doing. You can find these on the Equator website. There are over 287 of these research checklists, so almost any study you do is likely to have a checklist there. Now, the checklist will tell you exactly what is needed in your study, and so for that reason, this webcast can be pretty short. But I do want to give you a few tips. As I said, there are many research checklists on this website, but there are only a few that you're likely to use. If you are doing a randomized study, you would use CONSORT. If you're doing an observational study, you would use STROBE. If you're doing a study on diagnosis, for example, what is the sensitivity and specificity of a CT scan for a kidney stone, you might use STARD. And if you're doing a systematic review, you would use PRISMA. Those are the most likely ones you'll use, but if it's something else, take a look, there'll be one there. The good news is that the checklists are all pretty similar, so if you happen to pick the wrong one, you'll still cover most of what is needed in your paper, and we can direct you to the right one. But start somewhere. And speaking of starting, the best time to use a checklist is not now when you're about to submit your paper to the journal, although that may be what you have to do. We recommend that you use the checklist when you're planning your study so you can look for everything you need to collect and think about before you actually do the work. Imagine if you start to write your paper and you realize that you've never done a sample size calculation or that you haven't used appropriate methods for your chart review. So use the research checklist right from the beginning. Think about it as something not that a journal is asking you to do that is extra, but the way to do a great research project. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to know more about writing other sections of your paper, you can find additional webcasts on our website.